What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Augustine Versace. This is Onell Media, and you are awesome. I know I've been gone, but I am back, my friends. And right now, I just want to get into something special because I don't want to hold you guys for too long. But before we get into that, please like, subscribe, ring that bell notification so you can be back every time I put out a video, because we about to be going hard, you feel me? Whole summertime going in, spring straight to fall, going hard. All right, so right now I gotta talk about, what should I call this guy? New Superman. Quando Rondo is new Superman. I'm trying to remember the last time there was an entertainer. I'm not even gonna say rapper, just entertainer in general, who apparently, the rumors out here on the internet space says that he done been shot at 3 times since Vaughn died. 3. I can't think of nobody who ain't got hit that has been shot at that many times in recent history. 6ix9ine ain't been shot at all that anybody knows of. Yet Quando Rondo may have been shot at 3 times. Now see, this last particular time is for everybody to see. After his performance, it was interesting. He probably had more people on stage than he actually had come see the performance. But with the understanding of knowing that most people were thinking that if Quando Rondo was going to do a performance, A, was going to get shot up by some Chicago guys, and B, was going to get shot up by some Chicago guys, and C, probably going to get shot up by somebody that Lil Durk knows. I mean, that seems to be the consensus in who really wants to be stuck in a situation where you're just coming to hear somebody's music. And honestly, Quando Rondo, I do like some of his music, but he's not the hottest rapper out right now. I don't think anybody's getting a lifetime memorable situation by going to see Quando Rondo perform. So, of course, who wants to die going to see a Quando Rondo performance? Like, that's a hell of a shit I have to tell God when I get up to the pearly gates. Like, yeah, I just had to go see that Quando Rondo performance, man. I just had to go see it. I don't see that happening. I don't see anybody else letting that happen. But if you could disagree with me with that, hey, that's all with you. Now, leaves that performance, and he gets to a little spot where they're probably just going in and out and trying to get some food, feed the belly, him and the guys. And while they're there, shots let out. Now, the police don't know exactly what happened, but they believe somebody pulled up or they shot from the expressway. Now, in my mind, my thinking is telling me that if somebody's shooting at you from the expressway, one, they're not seeing you from afar, because how are you seeing Quando Rondo in a group of guys? That's number 1. Number 2, this says to me that it had absolutely nothing to do with anybody who was actually connected to Vaughn. I get into that theory in a second. 3, somebody followed you from the concert that you just had. Performance, not a concert. It was a performance. It was a few niggas in the club, back against the wall, watching you jump around with more niggas on the stage than was actually in there to see you perform. But somebody had to have followed you from there, because how else would they be able to start busting at you? And it had to just be an in and out situation. I know Quando Rondo is not just hanging out when he knows the type of heat that he has behind what happened. And I mean, what happened is essentially not his fault. Ego will get a lot of people hurt, but he's not just gonna be out. So I'm thinking, the person followed him from the club, which was probably just some clout chasers trying to be able to say they did some shit and probably wasn't even aiming. Now, Quando Rondo, as far as we know, did not get hit by anything. Bless up for that. One of his guys actually got shot in the hand, had to go to the hospital, got stitched up or whatever. Seems to be okay. Now, to the second part. Nobody from Dirk and Von's camp had anything to do with this shooting. Plain and simple. Because when you look at it from the standpoint of if this was supposed to be get back, it is not a drive-by. It is not something somebody does and they don't want people to know. If you are a person who is connected to this and you're trying to do something to Quando Rondo, it's the sting of knowing that something happened to your guy. Your guy. It's the sting of knowing something happened to your guy and nothing was able to be done about that. So, no, it's going to be apparent. Maybe there's not a name or a person it could be tracked to, but it is going to be very apparent that, yeah, we got this motherfucker. It would have been more up close and personal, I do believe. Because, see, it is not a situation of whether... We're not even going to say Quando, because really it was Lil Tim. Lil Tim. It's not a question of whether or not Lil Tim was in the right for what he did. When you live by certain codes, that's how life goes sometimes. If somebody attacks you, you have to defend yourself. If somebody attacks your entourage, the entourage in itself has to, defend itself. So, in that way, Quando Rondo really isn't wrong. He's not. He was defending himself. I mean, what more can you do if you're attacked? Because if the shoe was on the other foot and say somebody from the other camp shot Quando Rondo, I don't think the sentiment would be the same just because people like Von more than they like Rondo. But, hey, who am I? I'm just a guy talking. And if you like hearing me talk, go ahead. Like, subscribe, ring that bell notification. I'm rocking with you. With that being said, man, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right? So, peace. I love you guys.